Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Miss Allie, and I'm going to share some books that came out in 2020 as publishers reacted to the events of this year. It's been quite a year. So let's start off with the pandemic. Here is The Science of the Human Body, Epidemics and Pandemics. This is a nonfiction book. It's not the only nonfiction book that has come out this year on this topic. So viruses and taking care of your body. And we have Caillou. This one is designed for preschoolers so that they can relate to what's happening in their own lives. They can compare it with what's happening with Caillou. Everything will be fine. So it starts off, he's in preschool, and the teacher comes in and says, we have some very important news, and explains what's happening. And then they go through their life and adapt to the changes, telephoning grandma, and at the end, he has a play date that is a Zoom meet, and they dress up and they still have fun together, even though he misses his friends. Very much written for the audience of today. We have a lot of coping books that have come out too. This is a book that came out in 2019, so it was one of the books I was recommending to people at the beginning of it all. It's called You Are Your Strong, and it's by Imagination Press. And this book is particularly good because it shows how adults can be there for their children, but also gives children very practical skills of how they can help themselves too, especially if there is not an adult around. And there's some tips at the end here that are for caregivers and parents about how to talk about emotions and how to model it and develop a coping kit. So also by this Imagination Press, we have had Be Still and Be Healthy. These have come out this year. Brand new, just came out, Mindful Day. We've got Little Unicorn is Sad, or Scared, or Shy, or Angry. There's a whole series here. The Problem with Problems. These books have been coming out quite a lot. And then this one is The Three Pick Sisters. This is another publisher. It's Norwood House Press, and it's a Myself bookshelf. So these books are designed for social and emotional learning. And again, there's tips in the back for how to use activities and conversations to help with that. Black Lives Matter. We have had, this book is an excellent book. It's called Something Happened in Our Town, a child's story about racial injustice. So if you want to talk to your child and have that conversation about what are people talking about? What is all this racism? Why does it matter? When your kids are listening to the news and they're asking questions, this is a book that can introduce them to the topic and also how to have a conversation about it, and also practical things that you can do to deal with it too. And it's from different perspectives. And I would say this is probably an elementary age book, but we also have books like this one that just came out that's more designed for preschoolers. This one's called Speak Up. It has rhyme in it. There's just much shorter sentences, very bright illustrations, but again, it's that same kind of idea that you speak out and you help one another, and the whole theme is to make the world a better place. A little more in older kids' books, we have The Talk, Conversations About Race, Love, and Truth. This is a compilation from different authors, and the quality of writing in here is really, really good. Some beautiful prose. And similarly, Say Her Name. This is Poems to Empower, and another one for older children too. But again, a picture book. We have Juneteenth for Maisie, and introduces the history in a picture book form and brings it into the relevance of today too. And then, of course, we had a general election. And they brought out Curious George Votes. And of course, Curious George gets into trouble, but there's a fun ending and he ends up on a lot of bookmarks. So as always, if you have questions or you want tips on what books to get, always give us a call or book a librarian. And everybody have a Happy New Year.